coming into 2021, I had made the decision that I am the talent. Leaving 2020 with a lot of pivots, a lot of different partnerships, realizing that I am the person that people want to work with, I decided that I wanted to be the person that I would interview. You know, how inspirational am I that I'm like, Edwin is the person that I want to interview? This is 21, a podcast mini where I share the top 5 things that I learned in 2021. This is a series that I started last year on 2020, a pivotal year for the entire world, where I shared my initial flashpoint, my 100-day declaration of 100x my business. And on this episode, I talk about a mindset shift where I basically declared that I am the talent. I am the person that I want to interview on my podcast. I hope you enjoy this one. So, thinking about all the things I've done in the media landscape when it comes to my podcast, everything done on social media, I would say I was like maybe level 3 out of a level 10 media personality, because people do see me as a media personality. But still at the very infancy of it all. Even though how much successes I've had, awards and partnerships that I worked with, I'm still fairly unknown. So I thought to myself, how do I get a show on a national syndicated network like NPR or CBC? So on the first 100 days of this year, I had decided and declared that I'm going to pitch a show on NPR or CBC, and what would that look like? I had no idea, but at the same time, Clubhouse was like the hot new network. The network in COVID where everyone could connect, and they were raising a ton of money, and I decided to spend some time in that network, and it was fascinating. People were talking, and it was my medium. I was a podcaster, so this was like made for me. And through that whole experience of being in Clubhouse, connecting with new people, and feeling that energy, Clubhouse decided to create a creators accelerator, basically a worldwide search for those who wanted to create a show. And they would fund it, they would connect you with sponsors. And that gave me that opportunity to create this whole pitch deck, or this pitch idea of a media show. And I went crazy. I started thinking about a daily show. I said, if someone is going to be excited about what I have to bring, or what type of network or what kind of show I want to do, I decided it would have to be a daily show. And it would be around creators and leadership and community. I wanted to make a daily show that people are able to come to and get some insight, where other creators and other leaders want to get onto the show. And I created this deck, and it was amazing. It was fascinating. I was so proud of myself, and I put it in. I put in the application for the creators, and I didn't get it, and I was disappointed. I thought I had an amazing show, but of course, in context, this was a worldwide application process, and I don't know how other talented or what people were there. So I felt good. As much as disappointed I was, I felt good that I have this show ready for the next partner, the next opportunity that I could talk with, and that process was great. One of the other things that I had control of, and thinking about the I am the talent, was getting in front of the camera a lot more. So being a podcaster, I was always behind the mic, comfortable around the mic, but I figured, you know what? I got to get in front of the camera. And at the beginning of the year, I was really intrigued with Twitch, connected with a friend of mine, Josh, that I knew from other masterminds in the past, and he was looking to Twitch. Ended up joining a mastermind to understand Twitch and how it builds community, and I dove right in. I created a virtual co-working space. I called it Cafe 100X. I launched it once a week, and I was on camera, and people would show up, and I would just do Pomodoros and just hang out and play music. And it was such a crazy, insightful experience because I never did that before. I never opened up my place, but it gave me the confidence to play and learn new tools. I learned how to use some broadcasting studio software. I learned how to use different cameras. And that experience led me to do live podcast episodes with other partners for International Women's Week. I ended up doing some production and video productions for another organization, just helping a friend of mine. And it was because I spent some time in that first 100 days to learn how to live stream. And I was just diving in because I'm like, okay, got the live streaming. What else type of networks? If I am the talent, what else is out there? So we talked about Clubhouse. I spent some time in there. We were in Twitch. These are new networks. What else other new networks was I looking into? I started looking into TikTok, although I haven't really dove in, but I'm like, wow, it's a brand new world out there. The discoverability is good. You're getting into lower audiences, lower age segments. And then ultimately I started looking back full circle, 10 years, back to Medium and blogging and what that would look like. You know, when I look back at the year, at the mediums and the networks I have, it's like if 12 months ago, I wouldn't have no idea that I would be publishing on Medium. I would have a Twitch show where I'm streaming. I would have a Discord server. I would have a TikTok channel and a couple of clubs and clubhouses. It's just, understanding the context of I am a talent. A talent is everywhere, but understands each other avenue and what it provides into that network. And those networks led me to wanting to share what I've been learning, specifically with Twitch. So on the second 100, on the middle 100 days, I decided I would go on a podcast tour. So being a talent versus being the interviewer, I have something to share now. I was talking about the Cafe 100X, and one of the audacious goals I had was I'm going to get onto 50 shows, podcasts recorded or scheduled within 100 days. So that's, two recordings every other day. And it was audacious. But doing that process, I got over 30 podcast recordings. So I didn't hit my goal, but I understood how to reach out to podcasters and just flipping the script. Had amazing conversations, but most importantly, I understood my message. I understood my story. I understood what people liked. I shared a lot about my 100-day, my Flashpoint 100 that happened in 2020 and inspired people to declare their own 100, which was so amazing when people would share and say, I got inspired by this. And it was just so satisfying, and realizing that I am that person, I am that talent that has something to share. But it got me thinking about I have nothing to bring them back to because I didn't have a platform. And it led me to launching new projects, new multi-passionate platforms that really brought together who I am and what the 100X means to me. That's it. Episode number 3 of the 21 podcast mini. where I share the top 5 things that I learned in 2021. And on this episode, I talk about the mindset shift of looking towards myself as the talent and what I needed to do to grow and build my impact. And as you heard, I really started sharing a bit more about who I am, about being a multi-passionate. So on the next episode number 4, I talk about what it means to be a multi-passionate, how I started looking at finding others like myself and growing a community. I hope to see you all there.